guys, it's Russell here from DRN1. Now today I'm not talking about the radio station Shock. Today I'm going to talk about fostering and fostering a kid, because whether you're a single mum, a single dad, whether you're two gay people, two lesbian people, or people in general, fostering a kid is something that, for me as a foster kid that went to the system, something very close to my heart. And it's interesting because I just looked on my Facebook pages and all the pages I created, and I was very angry back when I was almost 5 years ago, when I created a Facebook page called The Untold Truth of Foster Care. It was about a book that I was going to write, and I decided to write it, and then I decided not to. The reason why I decided not to was because it hurt a lot to write my story. And it's not just my story that I'll be writing. I'll be writing a story about my family. And one of the hardest things about being a foster kid is the fact that you don't feel love, you don't feel that you've believed, you don't feel that you are worthy. You don't feel like you should be alive, quite frankly. So I've just quickly Googled what does it take to become a foster carer here in WA, and I was actually kind of shocked. So I thought I'll go live and talk about the steps that you would need to do if you wanted to become a foster carer in Western Australia. Now, I want to note something very simple. One of these steps, which they put at step number 5, should not be step number 5. It should be step number 1. Anyway, that's it bugs me to the core, because I'm like going, this is how we're letting bad people slip through the cracks. So let's go in. This is from dcp.wa.gov.au. These are the 8 steps that you would need if you wanted to become a foster carer. 1, study the info pack. The information booklet contains basic information about becoming a foster parent. 2, attend an information session. 3, expression of interest. 4, home visits. That's where they come and visit your home and check out your house. 5, application and screening. 6, assessment. 7, training. And 8, approval. Now, you would think that with everything that we've learned so far about people doing bad things to kids, number 5 would be number 1. Like, you say, oh, I'm interested, send me the info kit. Part of that should be, okay, we're going to background check you, we're going to check your bank statement, we're going to do all the stuff that we need to do as the government. Now, not wait till you're halfway through the bloody process. There's only 7 steps, for Christ's sake. So, I'm very passionate about foster caring. I do believe it's a good thing. I do believe in my heart of heart that, yes, I got the shit stick. And it's not, look, for a long time I felt angry. For a long time, I felt, why me? Like, fuck, excuse my language, by the way, but I'm very honest about this. I was a drug addict, and 5 months sober. I'm so proud of myself. I've achieved so much since being sober. I've created a radio station, which I'm really good at, and I've got a great team behind me. I want to create a brighter future for not just me, but for the community. And part of that community is future kids who have to go through foster care, future kids who have to hopefully never go through something like I went through. Look, people say I'll be a great parent, people say I would be fantastic. I honestly think I'll be the worst parent. And here's the key reason. The kid would get away with everything. And it's because I didn't get away with everything. It was interesting a few nights ago. I was Facebooking my old foster parents. For legal reasons, I can't tell you their name or their last name. I guess I can tell you their first name, Leonie and Ray. They didn't know what was happening behind closed doors. They did not know that a family member was sexually abusing me. And I was on Facebook the other night and I just wanted to see if they're on Facebook, right? And I wanted to say thanks to them. And you might say, what? Something bad happened under their care. They didn't know. And this happens in many, many houses, believe it or not. Like, sexual abuse happens to kids and to others in a home environment that you're not even aware is happening. You trust every family member. And for me, as an adult now, I can look back on it and say, how did they know? How could they have known? I didn't tell them, which, am I guilty of, should I have told them? Maybe, but at the same time, like I don't regret not telling them, because I was told by this person that I would be basically called a liar. I wouldn't be believed, and I would have to move home. Now, look, for me, I don't get any enjoyment out of telling my story. It's not about me telling my story and making you all sad or depressed. It's about showing people that you can come out the other side. You can be a great person. You can be a good person, but the only person that you have to impress is yourself. One of the things that I want to say to every mother and father out there watching this is that you're doing a great job. Even if you've got teenagers and they're testing you, trust me, I know what teenagers are like. I was once one. Let me talk about my teenage years, because that's an interesting topic as well. Being a teenager, I didn't feel believed. And this is back in foster care. Let's look at foster care. So we won't talk about before 13. We'll talk about from 13 onwards. So I wanted to just state that the sexual abuse started at 13 in Broome. We went there for a family trip, and that's where it happened. Am I angry at that person who did that to me? Yes. Quite frankly, if I ever saw him again, I would kill him. But I'm not a violent person, so maybe I wouldn't kill him. Hopefully one day he'll get justice. Hopefully one day he will be behind bars. But that's not for me to decide. For me, I've got to move on. I've got to focus on the future. I've got to make a success out of myself. And everyone keeps saying, what does success look like? Well, let me talk about my teenage years. When I was a teenager, I used to sing, I used to dance, I used to act. And I wasn't happy. I was able to put a face on. I was confused about my sexuality. I was hurt. There were so many times that I wanted to tell the foster parents what was happening, but I couldn't. It was like, I remember coming out the backyard once, and Ray was working in the shed, and I wanted to talk to him about it, and I just froze. I decided in that moment that it was better to hide the hurt and the fact that I thought that what he would say is you're bullshitting or you're a liar. I thought that people wouldn't believe me. I still think that people don't believe me today. But I want to tell you one thing. If you're going to take away anything from today's live, if you have a child and they come to you and say something that you don't believe, that you go, how could this happen? Believe them. You don't have to 100% believe them, but you have to believe them as a parent. You have to take their concerns on, and if it is something that is criminal, then you have to sort it out. You have to trust your kid. Your kids come to you because the key thing about being a parent is that your kids should be believed, loved, trusted. That again, believed, loved, and trusted. It's something that thousands and thousands of kids in foster care don't feel. It's that belief that they're not believed, loved, and trusted that ends up ruining their future. You see, when you're 18, no one gives a shit about you. That's the truth. When you're 16, you're nearly out of the system. When you're 13, your brain's not even developed to even understand anything. And I can tell you one thing. Every kid, be it a boy, a girl, a teenager, an infant, deserves a loving home, a loving family, a loving upbringing. They deserve to be the future inspiration, and they should see that they can follow their dreams. They shouldn't be told that they're worthless. They shouldn't be told that they're useless. And they shouldn't be told that they're not worth the air they breathe. So, I'm going to leave you with that. And if you think you can become a foster parent, keep watching my lives, because over the next few days, I'm going to answer some of the toughest questions that anyone could ask, such as, how do I tell a kid that he's not going home without becoming the evil parent? How do you tell a kid that he's safe or she's safe and actually make them believe it? And how do you be a parent to a kid that's not yours? Got you interested? Then join me tomorrow, because I'll talk about it. If you want to have any questions, if you've got any questions, please just message me and I'll do it on Facebook Live. Until next time.